Pain. It's something we all try to avoid, yet it's the very thing that shapes us the most. People see pain as punishment, but the truth is it's a teacher. Every struggle, every heartbreak, every failure, every sleepless night, it's not there to break you. It's there to build you. Pain introduces you to who you really are. When everything is easy, you don't grow. You stay comfortable, you stay still. But when pain hits, when life pushes you down, you're forced to dig deep. You're forced to find strength you never knew you had. Pain strips away your excuses and exposes your potential. It's uncomfortable, yes, but it's also honest. It shows you your limits and then dares you to go beyond them. The truth about pain is that it's not your enemy. It's your greatest ally in disguise. Without it, there's no progress, no greatness, no transformation. Every champion has scars. Every success story is written in moments of struggle. What separates the strong from the weak isn't the absence of pain, it's what they do with it. The strong feel it, face it, and use it. They turn pain into power, loss into lessons, and wounds into wisdom. You might not understand it now. You might think this pain is unfair. But one day, you'll look back and realize it was necessary. It was the fire that forged your strength, the storm that taught you how to stand tall. So don't run from your pain. Don't numb it or hide it. Embrace it. Let it remind you that you're alive, that you're still fighting, that you still care. Pain isn't the end. It's the beginning of something new, something stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Keep moving forward through it. Because when the pain fades, what's left is unshakable strength, and that's where the truth lies. Pain is not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. It exposes your weaknesses and forces you to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Pain has a way of reaching places within you that comfort never can. It speaks a language that comfort doesn't understand, a language of truth, growth, and transformation. When life is easy, when everything goes according to plan, we stay in our safe zones. We don't question ourselves, we don't push harder, and we don't explore the edges of who we could be. But when pain arrives, everything changes. It interrupts your peace, shakes your confidence, and demands your attention. It asks you, how badly do you really want this? How strong are you willing to become? It's easy to see pain as something unfair or cruel. We often ask, why me, when we're suffering? But what if, instead of asking why pain came into your life, you started asking what it's trying to teach you? Because behind every painful experience, there's a lesson waiting to be learned. Pain doesn't visit without purpose. Sometimes it's there to remind you that you've been settling for less. Sometimes it's there to push you out of situations, habits, or mindsets that no longer serve you. Sometimes it comes simply to show you that you are capable of more than you think. Think about the times in your life when you truly grew. Was it when everything was easy? When you were comfortable and unchallenged? Probably not. The truth is, the moments that shaped you most were the moments that hurt the most. The heartbreak that taught you self-respect, the failure that taught you perseverance, the rejection that pushed you to prove yourself. Pain is a mirror, it reflects who you are at your core. When you're in pain, there's no pretending, no mask, no ego. It's just you raw, real, and honest. And that honesty is where transformation begins. Pain also builds resilience. Every time you go through something difficult and survive it, you become stronger. You start realizing that you can endure more than you thought possible. You begin to trust your own strength. Resilience isn't built in comfort. It's built in the fire. It's built in those moments when quitting seems easier, when giving up feels tempting, but you choose to keep going anyway. Pain trains your mind to be disciplined, your heart to be courageous, and your soul to be unbreakable. You start to see pain not as punishment, but as preparation for the challenges and opportunities ahead. There's also wisdom in pain. Pain slows you down and forces you to listen to yourself, to your emotions, to the world around you. In pain, you learn patience. You learn empathy. You begin to understand others' suffering because you've been there too. Pain deepens your character and softens your perspective. It reminds you that life isn't just about winning or achieving, it's about becoming. And becoming requires breaking, healing, and rebuilding again and again. Some people spend their lives running from pain. They avoid it, suppress it, distract themselves from it. But pain that's avoided doesn't disappear, it festers. It waits for the moment when it can no longer be ignored. The truth is, the only way out of pain is through it. When you face it head on, you take back your power. You begin to heal, not by avoiding the hurt, but by understanding it. You ask yourself, what is this pain showing me? What do I need to change? What do I need to let go of? Pain becomes your compass. It guides you toward growth, clarity, and purpose. Even nature teaches us this lesson. A seed must break before it grows into a tree. Muscles must tear before they become stronger. The night must come before the dawn. Growth always requires a kind of pain because transformation always costs something. You can't become who you're meant to be while holding on to who you were. Pain is the bridge between the old you and the new you. It's the fire that burns away what's unnecessary so that what's true and strong can remain. When you begin to see pain as a teacher rather than an enemy, everything changes. You stop fearing it. You start respecting it. You start to understand that the people who grow the most are not the ones who had it easy, but the ones who faced their pain and refused to be defined by it. You realize that pain isn't there to break you, it's there to awaken you. It's there to push you closer to your potential. So when pain comes, don't run from it. Sit with it. Listen to it. Let it teach you. Let it show you the areas in your life that need strength, healing, or change. Let it refine you. Because one day, when you look back, you'll see that your greatest pain became your greatest lesson. You'll see that it wasn't your downfall, it was your rise. Pain was never your enemy. It was your guide all along, leading you toward the person you were always meant to become. Every struggle you face is shaping you into the person you're meant to become. Growth never happens in comfort. It happens in discomfort and challenge. Life has a way of testing you at the moment you least expect, throwing obstacles in your path and forcing you to make choices that reveal your strength. It may not feel like it when you're in the middle of a storm, but every challenge you face carries a purpose far greater than the pain it brings. Each struggle is molding you, stretching you, and preparing you for something you might not yet be ready for, but will be one day. The truth is, no one becomes strong by staying comfortable. Comfort feels safe, but it also keeps you still. When everything goes smoothly, when there are no hardships or difficulties, you never get the chance to discover how much you're capable of. It's only when life gets hard, when plans fall apart, when people let you down, when dreams take longer than expected that you begin to uncover your true potential. Discomfort forces you to grow. It challenges your limits, tests your patience, and demands your resilience. Every person you admire today, every story of success or transformation has one thing in common: struggle. Behind every great achievement lies a period of difficulty, frustration, and doubt. The strongest people aren't those who never fall, they're the ones who keep getting up. Struggle builds endurance. It teaches you to stay focused when everything around you feels uncertain. It sharpens your character, teaching you discipline, humility, and perseverance. It's through struggle that you learn the value of hard work and the beauty of persistence. Sometimes the struggles you face aren't about what's happening around you, but about what's happening within you. You battle your fears, your insecurities, your own self-doubt. You wrestle with uncertainty about the future and question your worth when things don't go as planned. These internal struggles are some of the hardest, but they're also the most transformative. Every time you overcome fear, you gain courage. Every time you silence doubt, you build confidence. Every time you keep moving, despite not knowing what comes next, you grow stronger than you were before. The process of growth is rarely comfortable. It feels painful, confusing, and sometimes unfair. You may wonder why life is so hard or why certain things happen to you, but growth is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to change you. And change, by nature, is uncomfortable. You're shedding old habits, letting go of old beliefs, and stepping into a version of yourself that demands more from you. It's not meant to feel smooth, it's meant to feel real. Because the person you're becoming needs those lessons, those experiences, and those moments of struggle to rise to the next level. There will be times when you want to give up, when the weight feels too heavy, and you question if it's worth it. But it's in those exact moments that growth is happening. Every setback you face, every failure you experience, every time you get back up after falling, those are the moments that define you. You might not see it right now, but you're being prepared for something greater. Life is not punishing you, it's strengthening you. It's shaping your character so that when your opportunity comes, you'll be ready for it. Think about nature for a moment. A seed must break before it grows into a plant. A butterfly must struggle to free itself from its cocoon before it can fly. Without that struggle, without that resistance, it wouldn't develop the strength to survive. You're no different. Every hardship you face is building your wings. Every challenge is strengthening your roots. Growth and struggle are inseparable. You cannot have one without the other. When you begin to understand that every struggle is part of your development, you start to view challenges differently. Instead of seeing them as obstacles, you start to see them as opportunities. Opportunities to learn, to build resilience, and to understand yourself on a deeper level. The struggle may slow you down, but it will never stop you unless you let it. And when you finally overcome it, when you reach the other side, you'll realize that the person who made it through is not the same person who started. You'll see that you've grown stronger, wiser, and more capable. The beauty of struggle is that it reveals your strength even when you don't believe in it. It teaches you that you can endure more than you thought. It shows you that you can survive heartbreak, disappointment, and failure and still rise again. It humbles you, grounds you, and connects you with your purpose. Without the dark days, you wouldn't appreciate the light ones. Without the struggle, you wouldn't value the peace that follows. So when life challenges you, when things don't go your way, don't lose heart. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. Every setback is a setup for growth. Every trial is refining you, polishing you, and shaping you into the person you were always meant to become. Growth doesn't come from what's easy. It comes from what hurts, what tests you, what forces you to evolve. Embrace the struggle. Let it teach you. Let it build you. Because one day, when you look back, you'll see that every hardship had a purpose. Every moment of discomfort was leading you to strength. Every challenge was preparing you for greatness. Growth doesn't happen in the light of comfort, it happens in the fire of challenge. And from that fire, you don't just come out changed, you come out unstoppable. Pain reveals your true strength. When life pushes you down, it's testing your ability to rise, and every time you do, you become more powerful. There's something about struggle that strips away everything unnecessary, leaving behind the raw, unfiltered version of who you really are. When you're in pain, the masks fall off. The pretenses fade. You're left face to face with your deepest fears and your truest self. And it's in that vulnerable, uncomfortable space that your real strength begins to emerge. People often believe that strength means not feeling pain, not crying, not showing weakness, but that's not strength, that's denial. True strength is when you allow yourself to feel everything, even the pain, and still choose to move forward. Not about pretending you're okay. It's about deciding to rise even when you're not. Every time life knocks you down, you face a choice to stay down and surrender or to stand back up and fight. Each time you choose to rise, you build a little more power inside you, a kind of power that no one can take away. Pain tests you in ways comfort never can. It challenges your limits, questions your endurance, and pushes you beyond what you think you can handle. It's like the weight a muscle lifts, it breaks you down only to rebuild you stronger. The same is true emotionally and mentally. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every heartbreak, it all feels like it's breaking you. But in truth, it's carving out space for growth. Pain builds your endurance. It teaches you how to adapt, how to survive, and most importantly, how to keep going when everything inside you wants to quit. Sometimes life doesn't just push you down, it shatters you. You lose people, dreams, or parts of yourself you thought you could never live without. In those moments, it feels like everything you've built is collapsing. But here's the secret. When you hit the bottom, when there's nothing left to hold on to, you discover something incredible, your inner resilience. You find out that even when everything falls apart, there's still a spark inside you that refuses to die. That spark is your strength. It's the voice that whispers, get up. It's the quiet determination that says, this won't be the end of me. Pain also teaches you perspective. When you go through suffering, you begin to see life differently. You start appreciating small moments, simple joys, and quiet peace. You begin to value kindness, patience, and authenticity more than success or comfort. Pain grounds you. It humbles you. It helps you see what truly matters. And it reminds you that strength isn't just about enduring, it's about growing through what you've endured. When you rise after being pushed down, you don't just return to where you were, you evolve. You become wiser, tougher, and more compassionate. You start trusting yourself more because you've proven that you can survive. You begin to move through life with a quiet confidence that can't be taught or faked. That's the beauty of pain. It gives you the kind of strength that no one else can give you. It builds an unshakable foundation within you. Life will always test you. There will always be moments when it feels like the world is against you, when nothing seems to go right, when you question if you're strong enough to keep going. But those moments aren't meant to destroy you, they're meant to reveal you. They're there to uncover the strength that's been hiding inside you all along. You don't discover your power in the easy times, you discover it when you have no other choice but to be strong. You'll notice that every time you rise after pain, you're never quite the same person again. Something shifts inside you. You stop being so easily shaken. You become calmer in the face of chaos. You start to trust the process, even when you can't see the outcome, because you know now you've been here before and you made it through. That kind of faith in yourself can only be built through pain. Pain refines your character. It teaches you resilience, empathy, and courage. It removes arrogance and replaces it with humility. It replaces fear with trust. It breaks down the walls of pride and builds a foundation of strength that's rooted in truth. You stop seeing yourself as a victim and start recognizing yourself as a warrior, someone who can be broken but not defeated, hurt but not destroyed. When you finally understand that pain is a part of your becoming, you stop running from it. You start to face it with open eyes and an open heart. You begin to see every challenge as an invitation to grow, every setback as a lesson in patience, and every heartbreak as a step toward deeper understanding. Pain doesn't come to take from you, it comes to awaken what's already within you. So when life pushes you down, don't be afraid to fall. Don't see your pain as a sign of weakness. See it as a test of your strength, your faith, and your determination. Because every time you get back up, every time you rise from something that tried to break you, you become a little more unstoppable. You become proof that strength isn't about never falling. It's about always rising. One day you'll look back on the pain that once seemed unbearable and realize it was shaping you into someone powerful. You'll see that those moments of struggle gave you depth, wisdom, and resilience. You'll see that the very pain that tried to destroy you became the force that made you unbreakable. Pain will always test you, but it will also transform you if you let it. Because the truth is, your greatest strength isn't found in your victories, it's revealed in the moments you decide to rise again. The greatest successes are born from the deepest pains. Every champion has faced failure, loss, and doubt, but they turn that pain into purpose. Behind every story of triumph lies a journey that few ever see, a journey of struggle, perseverance, and resilience. The truth is, success is not born from comfort. It doesn't grow in places where life is easy or predictable. It comes from the moments when you're forced to fight through darkness, when the world seems against you, and when you have to dig deep to find meaning in your pain. Every person who has achieved something remarkable has faced moments where giving up felt easier than continuing. They faced rejection, disappointment, and defeat. They've been told they weren't good enough, smart enough, or strong enough. But instead of letting that pain break them, they used it as fuel. They turned every no into motivation, every failure into a lesson, and every setback into a stepping stone. They understood that pain wasn't the end of the journey, it was part of the process. Pain has a way of waking you up. It strips away illusions and forces you to see who you truly are. When life knocks you down, it gives you two options: to stay there or to rise. Those who succeed are not the ones who never fell, they're the ones who refuse to stay down. Pain gave them direction. It gave them clarity about what they wanted and what they were willing to endure to get it. It gave them the strength to keep moving even when everything inside them screamed to stop. Every loss, every failure, every heartbreak carries a hidden purpose. It's a lesson disguised as pain. It's the universe's way of saying, There's something you still need to learn. The people who succeed are the ones who listen. They don't let pain close their hearts, they let it open their minds. They take their suffering and shape it into something meaningful. They don't just survive the storm, they build something beautiful from it. Think of the stories that inspire the world, the athletes who train through injury and failure to reach greatness, the entrepreneurs who lost everything before building something extraordinary, the artists who faced rejection countless times before being celebrated. What they all share is the ability to transform pain into purpose. They didn't let their struggles define them, they used them as motivation to define their own future. Pain can destroy you if you let it, but it can also build you if you learn from it. The difference lies in your perspective. When you experience failure or loss, it's easy to feel defeated, to believe that maybe you're not meant for more. But pain is never wasted unless you choose to waste it. The greatest gift pain gives you is the opportunity to grow. It forces you to adapt, to evolve, to become stronger and more determined. Every obstacle becomes an invitation to rise higher than before. In the midst of pain, it's hard to see any purpose in it. It feels meaningless, cruel, and heavy. But once you've walked through it, once you've come out the other side, you begin to see the pattern, the way that pain prepared you for the blessings ahead. You start to understand that the struggle was necessary to shape your character, to give you depth, to teach you patience and humility. You realize that without the pain, you wouldn't have developed the strength required to carry the success that came later. Every champion understands this truth. They know that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. Pain is the price of growth. Without it, there would be no evolution, no innovation, no greatness. When you learn to embrace pain, to accept it as a teacher rather than an enemy, you unlock a kind of freedom that few people ever experience. You stop fearing struggle because you know it's shaping you. You stop fearing failure because you know it's guiding you. Turning pain into purpose is a conscious choice. It's deciding that instead of letting your hardships define you, you'll use them to drive you. It's taking your wounds and turning them into wisdom. It's transforming your losses into lessons that not only lift you, but also inspire others. Purpose doesn't come from success, it comes from the courage to rise after failure. It's born in the fire of adversity and refined in the moments when you refuse to give up. The people who create lasting impact in the world are those who have learned to channel their pain into something meaningful. They turn their suffering into service, their failures into fuel, their heartbreaks into hope. They know that the world doesn't reward those who have never fallen, it rewards those who have fallen and risen with greater determination. So if you're going through pain right now, remember that it's not a sign that you're weak, it's a sign that you're in the process of becoming stronger. Your struggles are not meaningless. They're molding you into the person you're meant to be. Every tear, every loss, every sleepless night is preparing you for the moment when your purpose becomes clear. Pain is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of a greater one. It's the spark that ignites your drive, the pressure that forms your strength, and the challenge that builds your character. The greatest successes don't come from avoiding pain. They come from walking through it, learning from it, and using it as a foundation to rise higher than ever before. One day, you'll look back and realize that your pain was never just pain, it was the push that led you to your purpose.